Do you ever feel that burning desire to start a business, but then you just sort of hit a wall? It's like you're paralyzed. Too many paths, maybe, or just the fear of choosing wrong. Pouring all that effort into something that maybe just doesn't have a market. It's a tough spot. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to try and navigate that exact challenge. We're unpacking a strategic framework for discovering hyper-profitable business niches, and we're using AI as our secret weapon, really. Our source is this really insightful article, Discovering Profitable Niches with AI, a strategic framework. So this deep dive is designed to give you a proven system, a step-by-step method, basically. Find, analyze, and then validate those hidden opportunities. We'll start with the mindset, the foundation, then explore AI's role, which is fascinating. We'll break down this powerful golden prompt and walk through a real-world case study, too. Ready to dive in?
Yeah, our mission today is simple. Cut through the noise, all that confusion. We want to equip you with a really clear, actionable path, the goal. Help you find your unique blue ocean. That space where competition is minimal, where opportunity is just waiting.
Okay, so let's start right there. Why bother with niches in the first place? Most people, they seem to just rush into what the source calls the red ocean, where everyone's fighting over the same customers. It sounds exhausting, frankly.
It is exhausting, exactly. The smart move isn't fighting harder, it's creating your own playing field. See, a niche is just a small segment of a bigger market. But here's the key thing. It has unique needs. Needs often completely overlooked by the bigger players. So you serve a small group, yeah, but you serve them exceptionally well.
And the benefits of doing that, they must be pretty significant.
Oh, absolutely. Huge. You immediately see higher profit margins. For one, customers will pay a premium for solutions that feel, tailor-made for them.
Yeah.
And think about the customer loyalty. It can be fierce. When you genuinely solve their specific pain, their real problem, they become fans. Ambassadors, even.
That kind of loyalty?
Yeah.
It's a massive advantage. And I guess marketing gets simpler, too.
Way more efficient. It costs so much less to reach a small, really defined group. Your message lands exactly where it needs to, with the people who actually need to hear it, which also means minimal direct competition. You're basically operating in your own blue ocean, right? Free to grow.
So what's the key takeaway here for entrepreneurs listening?
Focus on a specialized problem. That unlocks higher profits and real customer loyalty.
Right. Become indispensable to a select few.
That's it, Vic.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So niches are powerful. Now, let's bring in the AI piece. How does AI really change the game here? Because in the past, deep market research, that cost big bucks, right? Needed whole teams.
Totally true. But now with AI tools, think like ChatGPT or Gemini, you basically have a 247 assistant. And it's got, frankly, superior capabilities for this kind of market research. Ready whenever you are.
How so? What can it actually do better than a human researcher?
Well, first off, AI helps break through our own cognitive biases, the assumptions we all make. It's not limited by your personal experiences or what you think the market wants. It just looks at the data. Millions of data points. Finding opportunities you or I might never even see.
It's fascinating. Humans are so prone to those blind spots, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Then there's the processing speed. It's phenomenal. In minutes, literally minutes, AI can do what might take a human researcher weeks. It synthesizes trends, scans social media chatter, identifies these hidden demand patterns. It's just staggering.
Weeks into minutes. That's wild.
It really is. And it does it systematically. When you guide it well, AI performs this logical, structured analysis. It helps ensure you don't miss critical aspects. It really acts like a true analytical partner.
So how does AI fundamentally change the game for, say, a solo entrepreneur?
AI offers unbiased, rapid, systematic market analysis that was previously just out of reach.
Got it. Powerful stuff. Beat. Okay, this next part sounds really interesting. The golden prompt. The article positions this as the core tool. It's designed to kind of kickstart the whole discovery process.
Yeah, it's designed to act like an expert business strategist, a market researcher, and a niche discovery consultant, all rolled into one prompt. It's actually got 10 detailed, logical steps baked into it. Pretty comprehensive.
10 steps. Okay, can you give us a quick rundown? Like, what's the flow?
Sure. It kicks off with #1, industry scanning, basically listing maybe 20 broad sectors. Then #2, micro niche identification. This is where you brainstorm 3 to 5 really specific niches for each of those industries, like the example they give. Not just health tech, but specifically AI-powered personalized nutrition app for seniors with diabetes. Very targeted.
Okay, that example helps a lot. What else does it guide you through?
Then it moves to #3, trend integration, seeing how those niches intersect with big shifts like AI or maybe aging populations. Then hashtag 4 is problem pain mapping. This is critical, outlining the customer's exact problem, what really hurts. And hashtag 5, profitability potential assessment. You're digging into market size, willingness to pay, barriers to entry, scalability, the business
So it's
sense.
very thorough. It forces you to look at all the angles.
Exactly. Then there's hashtag 6, competition gap analysis, finding where existing solutions fall short. Hashtag 7, suggested product services, recommending actual ideas, digital, physical services. Hashtag 8 is a market validation plan, laying out steps to actually test demand before you build anything.
And the last couple.
Hashtag 9 is long-term potential assessment, asking, is this just a fad or a real shift? And finally, hashtag 10, a final summary table. Pulls it all together for easy comparison.
That's a serious prompt. But the article also mentions prompt chaining. What's that about? Sounds like maybe building on this.
That's exactly it. It's the art of having a real dialogue with the AI. You don't just fire off one massive command and hope for the best. You use the output from one prompt to inform the next prompt. You guide the AI layer by layer, refining as you go.
Ah, okay. Like building Lego blocks of data.
Yeah.
Sort of. You refine your questions based on what you just learned.
Precisely. So maybe prompt 1 is that full golden prompt, get the broad landscape. Then prompt 2 could filter that output. You might ask, okay, from this list, pick out 5 sauce ideas suitable for the Vietnamese market. See? More focus.
That's really clever. You're not just getting an answer. You're kind of training the AI to think alongside you.
Exactly. And prompt 3 could then dive deep into competitive analysis for just one of those specific ideas from prompt 2. It's how you turn AI from just an answer machine into like a real analytical partner.
Yeah.
And honestly, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes,
Yeah.
making sure my follow-up prompts stay focused and don't wander off track through the chain. It takes practice.
So this golden prompt combined with chaining.
Right.
What's the core idea it gives you?
Use a multi-step prompt and conversational chaining for deep, systematic niche analysis.
Makes sense. Iterative refinement.
That's the key. Beat sponsor.
All right, let's make this concrete. The article walks us through a really good case study, an AI-powered tax compliance assistant for freelancers and digital nomads in Vietnam.
Yeah, this case study is great because it really nails that problem pain mapping step from the golden prompt we talked about. They introduce us to this persona, Quan. He's a 28-year-old freelance software developer in Ho Chi Minh City. Loves the freedom, loves the work, but tax season, it brings like crippling anxiety.
Okay, so what are Quan's specific pains? What makes this such a potent problem?
Well, legal ambiguity is massive. He's worrying, how do I declare income from overseas clients? What's the actual tax rate? Am I accidentally breaking the law? This creates this deep underlying fear of getting hit with huge fines.
Oof, yeah, that's a serious pain point, not just an inconvenience.
Exactly. Then there's the manual, time-sucking process. Quan's got to save every invoice, convert currencies like USD to VND, fill out these complex government forms. It's a huge waste of his time and, frankly, his creative energy. He should be coding, not wrestling with spreadsheets.
And he can't find a good existing solution.
Apparently not. Hiring a dedicated accountant. Way too expensive, especially when your income fluctuates month to month like a freelancer's does. And those big enterprise accounting software packages, they're overkill. Too clunky, too many features he doesn't need. He feels totally left behind. Abandoned, really.
Okay, so the pain is crystal clear. What about the profitability potential assessment? Is this actually a big enough market?
It's described as medium-sized currently, but, and this is key, it's growing extremely fast. The gig economy in Vietnam is just booming. You've got this rising class of high-income knowledge workers like Quan.
And are they actually willing to pay for a solution?
High willingness to pay, the article argues, because this is a legal pain point, right? The potential cost of getting it wrong, massive fines, legal trouble, it far outweighs paying, a few bucks a month for a tool that gives peace of mind. People will pay to reduce anxiety around compliance.
So the perceived value for someone like Quan is huge. What about barriers to entry? Easy to copy.
Medium barriers is the assessment. You definitely need both tax expertise, understanding Vietnamese tax law, and tech expertise to build the AI tool. But an MVP, a basic first version, could probably be pretty simple. The biggest barrier might actually be building trust, getting freelancers to trust an app with their financial data.
That makes sense. And how scalable is this idea? Does it just stop at Vietnam?
Oh, it's extremely scalable. You start with Vietnamese law for freelancers in Vietnam. Then you could expand to Vietnamese freelancers living abroad. Or flip it, international freelancers working in Vietnam. Whoa, I mean, just imagine scaling that core concept eventually to dozens, hundreds of different country tax codes. The potential is, well, it's vast.
So what key insight did this case study reveal about defining a niche's profitability?
Deeply understanding specific pains reveals a high willingness to pay for peace of mind.
Powerful. Got it. Beat. Okay, digging even deeper into this case study, let's talk competition gap analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the existing players Quan could theoretically turn to right now, and where do they fall short?
Right. So the source breaks it down into three main types of competitors. You've got your traditional accountants, then there's generic B2B accounting software, and finally, just trying to figure it out yourself, the DIY research approach.
And what are their main weaknesses? Where are the gaps for someone like Quan?
Okay, traditional accountants. Usually expensive, often slow, and crucially, many just don't get the specifics of international freelance platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. B2B software, generally clunky, complicated UI UX, way too many features most freelancers don't need, and still often a high price point for an individual. And DIY research, well, that's super high risk. Information is fragmented, often outdated, and it takes forever. Huge time sink.
So the gap seems pretty clear then.
Yeah, there's just no automated, affordable, specialized solution designed specifically for individual freelancers dealing with these cross-border issues. That's the sweet spot, the void.
Right. Okay, so you've identified that gap. The next step in the framework is weapons to conquer the niche. What kind of products or services could actually fill that void?
For digital products, the core idea is a SaaS platform, a web app, basically, something that syncs income streams, estimates tax liability in real time, maybe even helps generate the necessary declaration forms. Also, maybe a supplementary video course like Tax 101 for Vietnamese freelancers, value-add content.
Did they suggest any creative physical product ideas? Seems tricky for tax software.
Yeah, they did, which I thought was interesting. They suggested a tax filing kit, like a nicely designed gift box with a printed guidebook, maybe a USB drive with document templates, and even a little note of encouragement. It adds a surprising personal human touch to a usually dry topic. Kind of cool.
That is a nice touch. And what about services built around this?
They suggested SOS Tax, basically an emergency one-on-one consultation package you could buy during the peak tax season crunch time. Also, potentially a premium tax agent service where users could actually delegate the filing process entirely. And maybe quarterly online workshops to cover updates in tax law or platform changes.
So from this competition gap analysis, what's the core strategy for entering the niche?
Identify unmet needs for an automated, affordable, specialized solution to fill the void.
Find that specific gap and build for it.
Precisely. Beat.
Okay, so you've got the idea, you know the gap, you've even brainstormed some product concepts. But the big question always is, how do you test this thing without, burning through your life savings? That brings us to the lean validation plan.
Yeah, this part is absolutely critical. You got to test before you invest heavily. First step they recommend, create a simple landing page, just a basic web page. Describe the core benefits clearly, like forget about tax stress forever. And crucially, have an email sign-up field. Offer something like get early access and a 50% discount.
So you're gauging real interest right away, seeing if people will give you their email.
Exactly. It's a low-commitment way to see if the core message resonates. Then run a tiny test ad campaign, like maybe $50 to $100 total. Use Facebook or LinkedIn, specifically target freelancers in Vietnam. The goal isn't sales yet, it's just to measure your cost per lead, your CPL. How much does it cost to get one email sign up? A low CPL is a really strong signal of demand.
Smart. Very lean. And then the MVP, the minimum viable product.
Yep. Build the absolute simplest version possible that solves part of the core problem. Maybe it's just a free web tool. Users manually type in their income for the month. It calculates an estimated personal income tax amount based on Vietnamese rules. Offer this simple tool for free. Why? To collect more emails, yes, but more importantly, to get feedback from actual users.
And finally, a survey to those early signups and MVP users.
Right. Send them a short survey. Ask deeper questions. What are their biggest frustrations right now? What features would be most valuable? This gives you that crucial qualitative data, the why behind the numbers.
Okay, shifting gears slightly to long-term potential. Is this AI tax assistant idea just a fleeting trend, or does it feel like a lasting shift?
The source argues pretty strongly it's a long-term structural shift. The gig economy, remote work, freelancing, that's not going away. If anything, it's accelerating.
What market forces could impact it down the line, good or bad?
Well, Clearer government tax policies for freelancers could actually increase demand, makes compliance non-negotiable. Competition is definitely a risk. You'll see other fintech companies trying to enter this space eventually, but that also validates the market exists.
And how defensible is a business like this? How do you stop copycats?
Building a trusted brand is huge, especially with finances, cultivating a loyal user community around the product, and then deeper technical integrations like connecting directly with local banking systems or popular freelance platforms. Those things create a strong defensive moat over time.
And the final strategy summary table just pulls all these pieces together, right?
Yeah.
Niche, problem, trends, competition, profit potential, scalability, product ideas, validation plan.
Yeah, it really does. It gives you that single page overview of the entire strategic landscape for that niche. Super useful.
So beyond just building the product itself, what's a critical first step the article really hammers home?
Build a community and test lean. Validate that demand before you commit significant resources.
Don't build it just because you can.
Exactly. Build it because people actually need it. And prove it first. Beat.
So building on that, before you even think about writing code or building the actual product, the article stresses this crucial preliminary step. Don't just sell, build a community.
Absolutely. This is key. Create something like a Facebook group or maybe just an email newsletter. Call it something relevant like Vietnam Freelancers Tax and Finance Hub or whatever fits. Then just start sharing genuinely valuable content for free, no strings attached initially.
Like tips on reading client contracts or how to manage fluctuating cash flow as a freelancer, that kind of stuff.
Exactly that kind of stuff. Things that actually help your target audience now. When you consistently provide value like that, you earn trust. It's fundamental. So by the time you do have something to launch, whether it's an MVP or a paid product, you've already got this engaged group, an army of potential early adopters who already know and trust you.
And then you build that MVP we talked about.
Yes. Then you follow that lean validation plan. Create the simplest possible version that solves the one or two most critical pain points you identified. Launch it early, even if it's not perfect. Get it into the hands of your community, get that feedback, and then iterate based on what they tell you.
You know, the conclusion of the article sums it all up so well. You don't need a genius idea. You need a solid framework.
It's so true. A successful entrepreneurial journey, when you really look at it, is often far more methodical, more disciplined, more strategic than the myths suggest. It's not usually about these lightning strike aha moments.
So for someone listening who feels kind of stuck, maybe overwhelmed by finding that perfect business idea, what's the biggest takeaway for them right now?
Entrepreneurial success often comes from applying a methodical framework, not waiting for a genius idea.
Process over perfection.
Something like that, yeah. Right.
So today we've really journeyed through the surprising power of focusing on niche markets. We saw how AI can be this incredible personal research assistant, helping break our biases and speed up discovery in ways that just weren't possible before. The golden prompt gives us this systematic framework, and prompt chaining lets us dive deeper and refine our understanding. And that case study, the AI tax assistant for Vietnamese freelancers, really brought it all to life. How to identify those deep pains, assess the actual profitability, look at the competition, and then test demand using lean methods. It really comes down to solving specific problems for specific groups of people.
Yeah, and what I find really exciting is how this framework makes entrepreneurship feel more accessible. It shifts it away from pure guesswork or luck towards a structured, learnable search process. And it makes you wonder, right? What if the next truly profitable niche isn't about some earth-shattering invention? What if it's about applying these smart tools, like AI, to deeply understand human problems that are kind of hiding in plain sight? Problems we can solve right now.
You now have a complete framework. The tools are there. The opportunity is definitely out there. Maybe the first step is just that. Copy the golden prompt from the article, open up a chat with an AI tool, and just begin your own exploration. Start the conversation. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring. Outro music.